was my third wife, was the most romantic proposal. I think we were sailing a little boat off the Florida Keys, and she had just ripped her big toenail out. And we didn't have a motor to get back in.
Oh no!
So I tied it back on with my shoelace and asked her if she'd like to get married.
Aww.
I think she thought that was. I think she thought it was blackmail or something like that. You know, it was extortion. That I wouldn't take her back unless she.
With her injured foot.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you become a captain?
Well, I went to sea when I was 17, and down in the Florida Keys, I went to work on a charter fishing boat, and my sister was down there training the original flipper. And
Really?
Yeah.
I saw the movie about that, The Cove. Did you see that?
Well, yeah, I saw The Cove. Yeah, very sad. And I found out about the Coast Guard, because I grew up in northern Idaho. I didn't know much about anything. I found out about the Coast Guard down there because their local small boat station didn't have enough people on it to, let's close this, to make up a softball team for the City League. So I got on their softball team, and they said, you know, this is military. I said, and it was a time when, you know, there was a draft in Vietnam, and so I got signed up for the Coast Guard and ended up in the Coast Guard for 6 years, and then after that went to work down in San Francisco on a ferry boat.
San Francisco's cool.
Yeah, from Tiburon to Angel Island. And
Do you have any cool Coast Guard stories, like war stories?
no, I was pretty fortunate. I was stationed on ships. And each time I was part of the relief crew coming back from Vietnam. So I didn't see any action in Vietnam. I got out of the Coast Guard, I got off the ferry, and I decided I was supposed to go back to college and do something serious. And so I did. And I then went to work as an art director for about 20 years.
Art director?
Yeah, I was
You're an artist.
Well, not anymore. I'm back at sea.
What kind of art did you do?
Well, I was a graphic designer. Actually, I majored in architecture, and I got very interested in environmental graphics and in urban planning, and that led to being involved in architectural preservation, which led to designing books about the history of architecture. And then that led to going to work for a curriculum development company in Boston for 15 years as their creative director. And then I decided, I'm done. I'm going back to sea. Yeah. And I did that about 15 years ago, and was working the boats out in New England before I came back here. I came back out here 10 years ago, and to Port Townsend, and bought this business, and I wouldn't go back.
Yeah, because Port Townsend's amazing. Can I get you smoking that pipe again? You look cool with the sunglasses and the pipe. Right?
You want them to smoke?
Yeah, this is for all the kids out there, who want role models.
I don't smoke.
Have you ever smoked?
In high school, I tried the vanilla dreams, but...
Oh, they outlawed those, though, didn't they?
No, they still have them.
Really?
Flavored cigarettes. They're sparkly.
I didn't think you could buy them anymore. I thought
they should, because the only person that's going to buy them is like a 15-year-old, or smoke them. It's a 15-year-old girl. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really do anything for me, and I'd rather not have cancer. But pipe tobacco is cool, and captains on ships who wear sunglasses look cool smoking the pipe. So, do it. No, don't do it. Don't smoke.
The best the best part of all the sea stories, though, has, and I can't just come out with any number one of them, but has been doing this, and which is we're here to handle emergency situations on the water, towing, salvage, and we also do search and rescue. So we save lives, we save property, and we get into a lot of situations that are interesting. It feels good to do it. I am a believer that you should follow your bliss, and I can't think of anything that I have done in my life which has been varied and full of all kinds of different experiences and excitement that's as satisfying as this. So I'm happy.
Have you ever seen any like sea serpents or giant octopi or anything, any sort of mermaid?
Just whales. The largest creatures have been whales, although I was when I was in the Coast Guard, we had what was called Ocean Station. And back then, this was before GPS, and Doppler radar was just coming on scene. We would go out into the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and we'd drift for 30 days, and we'd act as a radio beacon and air traffic control for trans-Pacific flights. So we were drifting in the Pacific Ocean, and I was privileged enough to see a giant sunfish, and they're huge, they hardly move at all, and in that crystal clear water he was out there. Other than that, I've spent a lot of time with particularly orcas around here, and I spent about 6 years doing whale watch tours as well as doing this, and that was a real rewarding and special experience.
I bet.
And of course, along with that come the humpbacks and the gray whales, the minke whales. Haven't seen a blue whale. Haven't seen a sperm whale. They're on my list, on my bucket list.
You have a checklist.
Yeah.
Checklist. What do you love about the Wooden Boat Festival? Do you love it?
I like the fact that there's so many boats here. This is very much like a New England harbor right now, where the harbor that I worked in was in Marblehead, Massachusetts, and we had about 2,500 boats on moorings in the harbor. They're not out there. They're not slips in these marinas like we have here. So this is reminiscent, very much so, of New England. And all these classic boats. Wonderful to see them. Wonderful to see them still operating. Great to see all these people here, all these races. This is a real exciting time in Port Townsend. Even though we have festivals of different kinds about once a week.
I know. I love it, though. I love it.
Yeah. But this is definitely the most colorful. That, then, of course, the kinetic sculpture race. And then coming up, I think, is the Northwest Kayak Symposium.
Wow.
Where
also the film festival.
Yeah, the film festival after that. But this is special.
So what are all these?
And it keeps us busy, too. I have 3 boats up here.
Nice.
We have to handle our emergencies, but we try to come in here and assist however we can.
So what are all these gadgets? What is this?
This is a chart plotter, GPS chart plotter, and it's giving us a view of. Let's bring it down a little bit.
Can I press a button?
Yeah, push that one that says center right there.
Ah! Got it. Haha. Oh, look, there we are.
And
are we the black dot?
And we're the black dot right there in the middle that's flashing.
Next to Point Hudson.
And this gives us our speed, 6.9 knots.
Uh-oh.
What course we're on, 0.49.
What's all this crazy stuff?
These are all different light switches for the different kinds of lights we have to use for towing, and this one is towing, and our anchor light, this red, white, red is a restricted, we show it when we're restricted in our ability to maneuver. Running lights, and that's just a spare.
This is go faster, go slower? Oh.
Okay, so that brings us in, this is the throttle, excuse me. And that's so that goes into neutral, and then reverse, and forward.
Cool. What's this big yellow thing?
This is a battery
big red
switch.
thing? Oh,
It's
battery.
a battery selector switch. We have 2 battery banks. One's up forward here, and one's back in the engine room.
All these switches and knobs. Is it hard to learn how to drive a boat?
Anybody can steer a boat.
Can I steer the boat?
Yeah, you can. And when you steer, the most common mistake that's made on a boat is people tend to think that they're driving like a car. I'll hold this right. Yeah, there you go.
You can just hold it in your
What's
mouth.
different about driving a car and driving a boat?
Driving a car, you tend to, you steer and your bow or the front of your car is going to go out this way. When you're steering a boat, what's happening is it's like driving a forklift. It's your stern or the back end that actually moves, and it appears that the bow is moving. And
So I steer this way to go that way?
sure, turn hard to port. That's to the left side. Okay.
Oh, and it goes
now look
left.
behind you. Okay.
Oh,
The
okay.
stern is swinging, and we're pivoting around that. Okay.
Ah.
So people forget that their stern is the business and the back end is the business end of the boat.
Is there like a horn or a...
Yeah, there's a
Train
horn
thing?
right there. You can push that horn.
Woo!
Right here, push it again.
All right. And I think they want you to go over there.
Yeah, they're like, where are they going? There's a crazy at the wheel. That's me. This is great. Thank you so much. What a blast. I'm so glad that I came to One Boat Festival. Everyone should do it.
Is this your first time?
No. First time in a boat. First time driving a boat.
Now, well, what do you think is so special about the boat festival?
All of the cool different boats. Because in Port Townsend you see boats all the time. Mostly sailboats. But, you see them
Yeah.
all over the place. The cool thing about the One Boat Festival is that there's so many different types of boats.
Yeah.
Like the adventurous and stuff.
What about the people?
And the people,
Is
it's
this
a
a
beard
different,
fest, right?
different culture?
Jake. Beard fest. But I didn't see as many beards as I was hoping. Am I going the right way?
Yeah,
I'll let
you're
you
fine.
take over.
You're fine.
I'm good?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're good.
I'm natural.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I don't drive cars. I haven't driven, so
I try not to either.
yeah.
I
We live
get,
in Port- we
these
don't
days
need
I get
to.
uncomfortable if I go more than a couple hundred yards inland.
Like, I'm out of here.
Your legs get heavy.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. I'm Nina Jurczynski here with Roger Slade, the owner and captain of this boat, the Negotiator, which is an awesome name.
You said the word, didn't you?
I said the word.
But hey,
But hey,
what are you going to do? You want another take?
no, it's good. It's
Okay.
good.